We mentioned this one at the end of our show yesterday, but veteran NBC host and news anchor Craig Melvin has been tapped to replace Hoda Kotb as co-host of Today.
Yeah, it's exciting.
So that's our first hot topic, brought to you by How the Grinch Stole Christmas at Walton Arts Center. So Melvin currently hosts the show's third hour, and he's the news anchor during the first 2 hours. He said, quote, "I've enjoyed just a lifetime of blessings, and this is the latest." He said that Thursday on air. Now, Kotb's last official day at the show will be January 10th. NBC News hasn't revealed the pick of Kotb's other role on Hoda and Jenna, so until they find a replacement for her on that show, it's going to be called Jenna and Friends.
Hey, listen, I see some replacements right here. We could be the Friends.
Don't be surprised if we, have to be gone for a few days because we're in New York.
Yes.
Talking to our friend Jenna.
I'm super happy for Craig, though. That's going to be an awesome kind of bump up, and see his face more, and being one of the main hosts is exciting to see.
Yes, and I saw Hoda, they were talking, and she looked at him and was like, "You were born for this."
Oh, he was.
I mean, it was just such a sweet moment.
He was.
Yeah.
He was great. Well, let's keep news in New York City happening. The giant balloons may be flying at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, but the stars are going to be on the street. So organizers revealed Thursday that Jennifer Hudson, Kylie Minogue, and Billy Porter will all perform, an upping of the star wattage over previous years. The trio will be in front of Macy's iconic Herald Square flagship store, while also added to the parade is Wicked star Cynthia Erivo.
Ooh.
They will join the already announced parade stars, reality TV's Ariana Madix, Broadway belter Idina Menzel, one of my favorites, of course, hip-hop's T-Pain, and members of the WNBA champions New York Liberty. That holiday tradition will begin at 8:30 on November the 28th. So exciting. Always love that Thanksgiving Day parade.
I love the performances.
Yeah,
yes,
me too.
Very,
yes.
very fun.
I really am drawn to the Broadway performances for obvious reasons.
Totally.
When they do them right there.
Yes.
I can't wait.
Very magical, absolutely. Well, Martha Stewart says that her autobiography will be even more revealing than her documentary.
Okay.
So her recent Netflix documentary made headlines for its bombshell revelations. And there's more where that came from. So details of her new book have yet to be formally announced, but she did recently announce that Random House is publishing it in 2 years. So we got to wait a little bit for that one. She said, quote, "I call it an autobiography. It's not exactly a memoir. It's a fun book and all the wonderful, wonderful things I've done in my life and all the stories." She did tell, she was on Jimmy Fallon yesterday, I believe, and she said, "Watch out."
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is she going to...
What's she going to drop?
What's she going to say? I hope she puts Snoop Dogg's phone number in there.
Oh,
for
yeah,
me.
maybe. Yes, so you can
That
text.
must be
You're
what
like,
it
"You're my
is."
favorite. Yeah, but that's exciting, though. I mean, she's done so much. What a storied career. And to, even to try to put it all into an autobiography has to be a challenge. So
Yeah, and she's talking about doing another documentary, too, because
Yeah.
you can't fit her life in just one.
No,
I mean,
how
it's
could you?
crazy.
Speaking of, you can't fit his life also into one singular thing either. Ringo Starr of the Beatles is going into country music. Yes, you heard that right. It's been a low-key part of his career from his Beatle beginnings, so it shouldn't be a surprise that he's now releasing a full album in the genre titled Look Up, a collaboration with the maestro of classic country and Americana, T-Bone Burnett. His love of the music began in childhood. He said, quote, "Liverpool is the capital of country music in England because a lot of it stems from being a port city." Right? He names Hank Williams and Kitty Wells as his favorite country musicians and said he has a deep affection for blues, swing, and anything else that could find its way to him. So
How
cool.
interesting.
But also bizarre. I mean, look at him with a
Yes.
cowboy hat on, just something that I wasn't ready
With a
to see
Scouse
today.
accent. I just
Yes.
can't imagine.
Yes, with his Liverpool accent.
Having lived in Liverpool, I can attest, it is such a melting pot.
Right.
Like he said,
Port
because
city.
of being a port city. I mean,
Yeah.
you've got so many influences from all over. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to listen
Ringo
to it. I
goes
have to.
country.
Ringo goes country. Well, Snoop has just unveiled his jewelry line in Hollywood. So
Ooh.
the rap icon created the collection in collaboration with jewelry brand Metal Alchemist and Gamma. He said, quote, "I wanted to have a product I could share with the world that speaks to every element of who I am at this point in my life. Love Child launched via pre-sale Wednesday, and it's going to be available on December 6th exclusively at Reed's. Snoop went on to add, quote, "Love Child is a child created from love. While the world is so full of anger, negativity, and division, I'm choosing to lead with love." I love you, Snoop.
Do it, Snoop. Do it.
I mean,
Lead with love.
We know what's on my Christmas list.
Yeah. Snoop on the stoop.
Snoop on the stoop.
Yeah.
Please, I want to Snoop on the stoop.
Yes, and maybe some jewelry from his new line as well.
Look at him there.
Yeah, love it.
What a guy.
Well, it's been more than 20 years since Kristen Chenoweth starred as the Good Witch Glinda on Broadway, and she still can't get enough of Wicked. As the fourth longest-running Broadway musical recently turned 21, Chenoweth saw the new movie adaptation from start to finish, and she had nothing but praise. She said, quote, I was so moved, emotional, happy, filled with joy. Please, everybody, go see Wicked. You'll be blessed. Speaking of Ariana Grande specifically, Chenoweth said, I'm so excited for her. I was there when she found out she was going to audition. I've known her since she was a little kid, so this is a full circle moment for her and for me. And we're going to be talking about this one a little bit later in the show, but I'm excited for Wicked.
I am too.
I can't believe it's been 21 years.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, I can't believe that she graced the stage as Glinda 20 years ago.
Yeah,
That's wild.
It's another reason we wore green today, though,
It
obviously.
is. Yes.
Yes,
We've
Elphaba
been
fans.
changed for good.
Yeah.
And speaking of emotions, Anika Nani Rose found herself in her feels about the opening of Disneyland's newest attraction, Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Now, the opening celebration took place this past Wednesday, and Rose, who famously voiced Princess Tiana, said that the ride is absolutely beautiful. I love it. Princess Tiana made history as the world's first Black Disney princess, and now she's making history as the first Black Disney princess with her own attraction at both parks.
Okay.
So, yeah. And then she talked about how it means something to the fans. She said it's moving, it's beautiful, and it remains something that still feels very personal to her. So,
That's special.
Yeah.
That's special. I love it.
Very sweet.
We've been talking about this one, I feel like, for weeks leading up to this moment right here. But tonight is the night, folks. Mike Tyson and Jake Paul will face each other in their highly anticipated fight. Jake Paul screamed that Mike Tyson, quote unquote, must die after receiving a slap. You saw it right there across the face from the veteran boxer during their ceremonial weigh-in yesterday. The 58-year-old fighter finally snapped and aimed a right-handed slap across the former YouTuber's face during their final face-off ahead of Friday night's fight in Texas. Tyson then later walked off stage saying only that the time for talking is over. Paul responded to the slap by saying things had now turned personal. So this is a big one. I know a lot of people are excited about it. Most people I know are pulling for Tyson and his 58-year-old heavyweight self to beat Paul, but we'll see what happens.
I actually might have to watch this too because, I want Mike to win.
Okay, yes. Well, we'll find out. We'll talk about that on Monday, I'm sure. But